Hi, Carl Ford here again at Axeda Connection 2011, and I'm here with Bill Zujewski, who happens to be the Vice President of Product Strategy. And Bill has been talking to me a little bit ahead of time, and we've been discussing some of the interesting aspects about basically rolling out the platform and hitting specific vertical marketplaces. So let's talk about, is there a specific place or a specific trend in the marketplace that we should be following? What's the overall theme that people are coming to M2M? Why are they doing it now?
Sure. So the traditional or historical business case for M2M has been service, right? Managing your devices, sending up alarms when they break and servicing them, updating them with software. What companies are finding is a lot of the data that they're getting from those devices is a lot more interesting than just an alarm. It gives them data on how people are using their products in the field. It allows them to maybe bill based on the usage. It gives engineering and product managers data on the usage patterns. So what the trend here is going beyond kind of just connecting products for service, but connecting devices to also use that device data for other parts of the organization: marketing, sales, billing, finance, engineering, etc. So we're seeing a lot of that.
Okay, so we've gone from the reactive part of the world. Now, in terms of the sensors and the overall schema, is there any particular trend in terms of what wireless works for them, or is it independent of any solution? Like, are some of your customers Zigbee? Are some of your customers using different technologies like WiMAX or 3G?
They're using all of them. So
okay.
We're actually trying to build a family of agents that supports wireline. A lot of times the internet is available via Wi-Fi or physical connection, and that may be the cheapest because they don't have to burn up their minutes for a data plan. Other times they're in a remote area, so it may be a piece of industrial equipment where they have to go satellite or cellular. In some cases they set up intelligent agents that look for a physical connection first, then cellular, then satellite, and they kind of move their way up. So I think people are coming up with flexible strategies of how to connect their devices and optimally connect them. We're also starting to see some local wireless connectivity like Bluetooth and things that are being used for like the iPhone and iPad to connect data locally, and then we see our platform then taking maybe data off an iPhone or iPad and then communicating that up to the cloud as well. So that's another trend we're seeing, is kind of a two-step connection of devices.
Okay, and just out of curiosity, if I were in a particular vertical, let's say I was sitting at my desk right now saying, how do I make the business plan for this? What's the first guidance you'd give me? I mean, this is all been about best practices. Where do I start teaching my management about what I want to do?
Sure. You want to build a business case that probably looks at multiple dimensions. You want to look at cost reduction, obviously, and you want to look at revenue enhancement, right? Those two big buckets. So cost reduction is a no-brainer, right? Instead of physically sending people out to your equipment, you log in remotely, you fix the software, you avoid a lot of personnel and truck things. So there's a lot, that's easy. Revenue enhancement, you can start to build enhanced services around the product. And then the third part of the business case, which is sometimes the trickiest, is can I charge more for the product? I'll give you a great example, the digital frames now, right? Which have quickly become a commodity, and people are starting to put up websites to connect those digital frames in your kitchen to a web portal, to an email address. So all of a sudden, the business case is around charging more for the product experience than just charging for a commodity piece of hardware. So when you're able to email your pictures and comment on them and send them to a connected frame, the value of that product is a lot different than just a dumb digital frame that is hard to use and not connected.
And that kind of changes the model too, because at that point you can, it's like, giving away the product to sell the batteries, right?
Exactly. Now they're signing up for maybe the service that's a monthly recurring, and it's like selling the printer and the toner, right? And the service becomes your annuity. A great example here at the show is All Traffic. right? They do those digital signs, the radar signs that you see in
Right.
towns to see what your speed is. Those are becoming quickly a commodity. But the service of the data that they're collecting communities of whether what the traffic patterns are, whether the community has lowered their speeds and all that, the service of understanding that, and police forces are paying for that monthly data and that report, that's become the business model now. It's a service business, not a selling of digital radar signs.
Right. Another company that I saw using your stuff was a lighting company, Limelight. And the thing that was interesting about them was they were warehouse lighting.
Yep.
And I could see, making a premium type service there where, depending on how much lighting you needed, they kind of made it so it was overall efficient. But if you were like a storage center or something like that, you could basically make it so that you had a kind of pay-as-you-go lighting type of solution or things like that.
Yeah, definitely pay-as-you-go is another business model that you could support your business case. It can improve your competitive differentiators if you come up with a more green product, and companies who have a need to be more eco-friendly, right? So there's services you could put around energy consumption around your devices, or carbon footprint measurement and things like that. So you got to be creative now with your business cases if you want to invest a lot in M2N. It's no longer just about break repair. It's about changing the product experience, changing the revenue models, and using that device data everywhere.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I'm enjoying this conference, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. I know that you guys have got the slides up for people to take a look at, so hopefully we'll hear more from some people who take a look at what you guys have done here at Axeda.
No, thanks. It's going to be a great show. Really excited to be here.
Thanks.
Thanks.